Good afternoon, everyone. Romney Smith at WTOC for The News Now. This is where we give you a quick rundown of the stories we're working on for you right now. We're on various platforms. I think one of the easiest ways to get us is by going to the WTOC News app. It's free for Amazon Fire. It's free for your phone. So just, go ahead and get that. We're also on Amazon Fire, Facebook, Twitter, Roku right now. So lots of different places you can reach us. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see those of you who are on Facebook. I have my live stream up right now. So Debbie Wells, J.R. Harges, Ashley Smith, Yolanda Bowens, thank you so much for weighing in. We appreciate it. Okay, so we're following some big news in South Georgia where a school administrator was arrested. The news is coming out of Glenn County. Police arrested the assistant principal at Oglethorpe Point Elementary School this morning on a warrant for child molestation. This is 40-year-old Eric Cabrera, and they arrested him at 7 o'clock this morning. The arrest comes after an investigation into allegations of inappropriate sexual conduct with a student at the school back in 2014. So this was not the current school year, but still, he is in charge at an elementary school, and it involved a student at that school a few years ago. Cabrera was a teacher at Oglethorpe Point Elementary School at the time. Police say Cabrera was put on administrative leave after the school system was notified of the investigation last week. Now, the superintendent, of course, WTOC reached out, gave us a statement saying, quote, "While this news is very disappointing, we're going to pull together as staff to ensure that students have a great school year at Oglethorpe Point Elementary School. The investigation is ongoing and more charges may be added." I want to be very, very clear with you guys right now. This man was a teacher at the school, so keep in mind if you have a student or know a student who was there in 2014 while he was a teacher or any point since, if they've ever told you anything, if they've ever tried to tell you anything, if they know anything, maybe unfortunately they personally experienced something with this man, this is 40-year-old Eric Cabrera, you are urged to go to police. Again, he's right now an assistant principal. He was a teacher at the time, and there are allegations of inappropriate sexual contact with a student who is at the school. So we're talking about an elementary school student. This is very disturbing. Again, he was put on leave after the investigation notified the school system. School system mentioning that they want to do the best by their students, hoping to have a good school year. But again, I want you guys to take a good look at his face. That's why we have the picture up so long. 40-year-old Eric Cabrera was arrested after an investigation into allegations of inappropriate sexual contact with an elementary school student back in 2014. We're working to learn more on this investigation. As soon as we learn it, we will let you know. Wow, Facebook really blowing up right now. Tracy Walker saying this is so sad. John Burke saying unbelievable. Nicole Salerno Nafa saying why was he still working there? Well, keep in mind the allegations didn't come to light until recently, and so that's why it was not known at that time. I assure you the school system would not have continued to employ him if it was suspected and then found to be true. When the allegations come up, that's when investigations have to be started. So that's why no one knew at this point in time. Brenda White weighing in saying, I'm in Glenn County right now. Please have open dialogues with your kids. Keep our kids safe. So certainly a lot of people echoing your same sentiment. Again, very disturbing to know that the allegations involve an elementary school student. We know that they're young. They're precious to all of us. I can only imagine what the parents are going through. So good advice from Ms. White there. Talk with your children. Again, this happened back in 2014, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen to anyone else. So talk with your children, your students, your friends of your kids to make sure that they were safe if they were in that particular area. Moving on, there is another story we're also following right now. We're working to learn more details about two Savannah Police Department employees who were fired. Lieutenant Michael Wilson and the dispatcher named Irene Gould were both arrested after they were on Sea Island Parkway. They were just pulled over for a faulty license plate light, but drugs were found. Miss Gould told deputies that the powdered cocaine that was hidden in a box of cigarettes and marijuana belonged to her. She was arrested and charged with possession of cocaine. Gould has been with the department for nearly 10 years. And then Lieutenant Michael Wilson was the other person in the vehicle. He was issued a citation. This is some old video we have of him. He'd been with the Savannah Police Department since 1987. That's a 31-year career. WTOC's Crystal Howard is digging more into the police report to learn more information about exactly what happened. We'll have more information on that. One more thing, completely switching gears. We always like to take care of our military, let you know when something's going on as it relates to that. And if you're a member of the military looking for a job, there's an event we want you to know about. Tomorrow's Recruit Military Veterans Job is open to all veterans, active duty, transitioning military personnel. National Guard members, reserve members, and their spouses. Again, that's happening at Fort Stewart tomorrow at 11 a.m. The event is free, and keep in mind, this isn't like 1 or 2 tables. More than 50 companies will be there. So if you're looking for a job, again, military veterans, active duty, transitioning military personnel, National Guard members, reserve members, and your spouses, come on out tomorrow. This should be a good event for you. I want to get back to Facebook really quick because we have a lot of you guys weighing in on the various stories that we've had today. Marlene Sistrong asking, has he been found guilty? No. Right now, the investigation is still active. One of the things they're asking the media to do is to put his picture out there. Of course, one, because it's information and we need to let you know, but also because this might not have been an isolated situation. So in the case that there's someone in Glenn County who had a student who might have also been affected, the police need to know about that. But no, has not been found guilty at this time. Investigation is still ongoing, but they had enough evidence to submit for a warrant and arrest him. Let's see. Suzanne Stalby saying, I don't understand how they waited 4 years and you're just now reporting this. Suzanne, you're also assuming that they knew. Keep in mind, the child who was involved might have only been comfortable to tell his or her parents when they left the school. They could have been terrified. So I would not question why they waited 4 years, because again, we didn't say this was under investigation for 4 years. It's only been under investigation recently. They just found out about this. Don't victim shame a child. Let's not go there. This child worked up the nerve to tell an adult, and now an investigation is coming forward. Thank goodness the child did, because you know what? There might be other children there too. But even if it's one isolated situation, let's make sure that child gets the help that they need, and kudos to that child for finally stepping forward so that this doesn't happen to anyone else, if in fact it turns out to be true. So let's hold all of our judgment right now. And again, keep in mind, it's an active investigation. We don't know if he is going to be found guilty or not, but right now we know they have enough evidence for him to be arrested, and there continues to be an investigation. If you or anyone you know had a child at that school back in 2014, he's been at the school since then, you also might want to speak with them as well. So another question coming in saying how many kids were affected. Right now we know of 1. There could be more. We're working to learn more information. We'll have it for you later. We have to get working on some more stories. I'll be back at 3 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us on The News Now. As always, you can reach us online at WTOC.com and different social media websites that we have. All right, guys, see you later.